Back to the K Show, and today we are going to talk a little bit more on how you can plan your training by using apps, for example, Strava or Training Peaks. As you can see here in the main page, I have Training Peaks Premium Edition. I am currently linking it with Coach, which is by Coach Spitzer Coaching. Here is the logo at the right hand side. So what you can actually do and what you can actually use Training Peaks is basically to help you plan ahead, for example, for the week, for the month, and see whether you are going to overtrain or and actually not go into that whole thing of overtraining. And it's easier to be able to gather all the data, put it in one place, and make it as a reference. So you can see here, this is the home tab, where you can see a couple of things, which is what is the next event, what you're going to do today and tomorrow, what are your goals, your fitness at the moment, and your peak performance. So you can see here my next event, I have not yet signed for it, but I'm planning to do something for the Singapore International Triathlon. Maybe there's a calendar below, and you can see what I am trying to plan for. And I have a couple of goals that I've set. For example, I want to hit 2:15 minutes per kilometer, which was, I think I set this a couple of months ago when I first started, but I actually hit it. Maybe around, I'm now swimming around 2:10 or 2:11. What I'm going to do today, I did a couple of weight training yesterday, so today I'm going to rest, and tomorrow I'm going to do some easy runs. And here you can see what has happened for the past 7 days, 28 days, month, or the past 3 months. You can see that my fitness has ramped up, and then a little bit of a big dip there because of sickness and work, and then it goes down because I'm currently thinking of doing an off-season, focusing on Ramadan, to actually focus on the spiritual side, and also going into to do more strength training. And then the next step is actually calendar, where you can actually see what is the plan, and you can plan yourself ahead on what kind of training you want to do. So most of the time, you can actually add a couple of other metrics from whatever wearable you have. For example, I have a HRV, and then I also put my weight, what kind of stress that I'm going through, and then things, for example, what are the events that I've been doing, and also calendars of your training. For example, here on Monday I had a rest day, Tuesdays I did a swim, and then a cycling, and then a strength training, and then a couple of more simulation. So if you can see here, if it's green means you are hitting all the targets that you have set. Red, you didn't even do it. And then orange or yellow means that you have exceeded a certain percentage on your training itself. For example, if you have set, or your coach have set a training for only maybe 1 hour, or maybe running for 10 kilometers, and you have exceeded, like maybe you have exceeded at 1 hour and 30 minutes, and it will turn into something yellow like this. Yep. And for example, here, if you have Training Peaks Premium Self-Coaching, you can just click here, and then you can add your own workout. I'm going to show you a little bit on how you want to add your own workout and actually build what you want to do. For example, let's say I want to do like easy runs. So I can click here on my build workout, the duration, what is it based on? For example, is it the duration, the threshold heart rate and range? For example, let's say I want to do threshold heart rate, for example, percentage of threshold, then a range of it. Okay, so I'm gonna start with a warm up, for example, here at 10 minutes, and then a long easy run of like let's say how much here, 50 to 60% of my heart rate. Then I'll go, and then I want to hit that 144, which is basically around 70 to 95. So I want to have that around that. Then I want to do it for another 35 minutes, for example. All right, and a bit of a cool down at the end. So if I click this, you can see that this is the TSS. The TSS meaning say is the training stress score. How hard are you training and putting stress to your body on that day itself? So all the calculations of your fatigue level, of your fitness level, and your form will be based on TSS. How do people actually get TSS? How does the system actually calculate this TSS? TSS is actually calculated either through power itself, if you have a power meter, or if you use your heart rate monitor, which is the HRTSS. So the calculation for, let's say I'll just save this. It will come out here, I think, easy runs. So let's go and see how does the calculation for TSS actually happens. Okay, TSS score. So TSS actually is something that you need. You earn 100% if you go all out 100% for, sorry, if you will earn 100 TSS for an all out 100% 60-minute workout, and you can earn more within a single workout if it's more than 100%, 100 TSS per hour. So you need to understand that the Training Peaks will actually calculate fitness, which is your CTL, or fatigue, which is your ATL, or form, from this TSS score. So CTL is basically CTL is basically your fitness. How do you calculate it? It's basically your rolling average of 42 days of your daily TSS. So the basic here is that you don't want to increase your training load so fast that your body cannot cope with it. And then the ATL is going to be something which is sorry, I just forgot what actually ATL, how ATL is calculated. So ATL is basically how you have performed for the last week, meaning to say it's a rolling average for last week. And form is basically CTL minus ATL. If you go back here, you can see in the dashboard that we have this performance management. I want to just show it here a little bit, maybe starting from the previous month, last 3 months, apply. So the blue one is basically my CTL, which is my fitness, and you can see the fatigue in pink or purple, and orange is gonna be my form. So basically you want to have fitness, your fitness level or form going to be maxing on the race day itself. So you want to actually, by using Training Peaks, you can actually control the load, control what you're gonna do so that you will hit that race day feeling fresh and feeling really, really good. Whoa. So here I can see that my form is peaking because I was sick. And I wasn't been training for the past 1 week. And then here you can see that my fitness should be peaking because it was the race week itself. Yep. So by using Training Peaks, you are able to actually train and get better, controlling your fitness and stress level. And you know that, hey, I'm going to train for this, let's say 12 blocks. What I gotta do? So what I'm trying to show to you guys here is basically this is your annual training program where you want to put, let's say, okay, I have an event in November or in September. So I have maybe how many weeks are they? Like 16 weeks, 19 weeks before the event. So I'm gonna focus a little bit more. Like for example, base one, it's where I'm gonna focus on my strength, and then I'm gonna start building up until the race week itself, which is in September. And you can actually control what is your training load. So for example, here I'm going to start tapering a week before, but you can see that TSS is going to grow from 350 going up to 400 and peaking up to 430 at the end. So that's pretty much a little bit of a guided tour on how you can actually use Training Peaks to plan your training. And I hope that if you have any questions, please you can always comment on the link below and see whether I can actually get more information about it and ask maybe elites people, maybe those who are really experts in domain, and also maybe I can answer a couple of questions from my experience self. So thank you for listening this short tutorial about Training Peaks. Do comments, do like the page, do interact with me from either from YouTube or Facebook. You can get me on the K Show, TheKeishow, and see you soon.